Oh, and welcome back to SmackDown. What a surprise here. Goldman, Hawkins, and Douglas backstage at the same time. And finally, there are people standing up to those jackasses known as the Cabinet. And I might get fired from my job for dissing the Cabinet, but how could you not? The things that the Cabinet do are disgusting and dastardly and terrible. But here we are backstage, ladies and gentlemen, again with Chandrella Johnson. Oh, but Chandrella, you don't want to do that. This is a Divas Championship matchup. You don't want to decline a title match. I mean, oh wait, hang on a second there. Oh wait, there's Brie Bella from behind. That slut, aka that Jezebel. Brie Bella attacking Chandrella Johnson from behind. And she just told Chandrella that she better make her #1 priority. My God, someone get some help there for Chandrella Johnson backstage. Brie Bella had no business out there attacking Chandrella Johnson. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, after that backstage assault, it is time to kick off our next matchup here tonight on SmackDown, and a huge contest that it is. Joey Eagle versus Superstar Craig David. Now, ladies and gentlemen, on MPWF Raw Episode 8, we saw the Royal Rumble preview matchup. The match would preview exactly what the Royal Rumble was going to be like. It was a 6-man over-the-top battle royal matchup, which featured Joey Eagle, Craig David, Lamar James Jackson, Brian Adams, Tendency, Tommy Douglas, and it was a great matchup, ladies and gentlemen. And Craig David was victorious, but after the matchup, Joey Eagle gave Craig David a bloodline for his efforts. And then that has thus created this matchup here tonight on SmackDown. In what you will could be another Royal Rumble preview matchup that we could be seeing here, as the Messiah of the MPWF takes on the Superstar Craig David. So Joe Eagle has vowed that he will win the Royal Rumble and he will become the Undisputed Championship. It is the only belt that Joe Eagle has never won here in the MPWF. And that's the belt that Joe Eagle wants, the Undisputed title, a brand new championship that arrived here in the MPWF. You ask Joe Eagle, he is not happy about losing to Jason Rage last week on SmackDown in quarterfinal action, and he wants to gain retribution. He wants to prove to everybody else that Joe Eagle has not lost his touch. He has not lost a step here in the MPWF. Joe Eagle wants to be known as the best in car wrestling. I mean, he pretty much is the best in the MPWF. But Joe Eagle, a legend in this business in the MPWF, wants to be a legend in car wrestling. Wants to be up there with all the greats in Brent, Tyrant, TGO, all of them. Joe Eagle says that he is better than every single one of them. And that Joe Eagle says that tonight he's going to beat that punk Craig David and show that Joey Eagle will forever be the MPWF. Like I said, you want to know a person who's got objections to that statement, it's Superstar Craig David. And since this new attitude of Superstar Craig David, where he's been more vicious, where he's put himself more forward here in the MPWF, Craig David has been been impressing more and more people each and every week. I mean, he was screwed last week against Yamasaki Yoshino with the outside interference by Whisper, but he won the Battle Royal on MPWF Raw, and now he has an opportunity of a lifetime to defeat former World Champion Joe Eagle. Craig David has yet to win a World Championship in his career, and he could start off by beating a World Champion here tonight, and then going on to the Royal Rumble, eliminating 29 other men, and then going on to WrestleMania and headlining that match and facing either Antonio Goldman or Yamasaki Yoshino for that undisputed championship. So ladies and gentlemen, Craig David has all the tools in the world to pull off this victory this Sunday. All it's down to is Craig David. Can Craig David win? We're about to find out. So here we go, and this is a highly anticipated matchup for this evening. Craig David versus Joey Eagle. And now going for the car elbow tie-up, and now Craig David. Oh wait, no, Joe Eagle now turning Craig David around. Craig David now with a headlock, and now Craig David here going for a change it in that breaker. That's what we're talking about, that viciousness of Craig David. Just bashing the head of Joe Eagle, and ladies and gentlemen, we've just found out that Ricky Cash has been suffering some neck pains after his matchup just now in the #1 contendership matchup. So we'll get you more on an update on what happened to Ricky Cash, but it appears that Ricky Cash is having some neck problems, ladies and gentlemen. But nonetheless, back to this matchup. Craig David. Now Irish Whip now sending Joe Eagle to the outside of the ring. And Joe Eagle hanging on. And now Craig David kicking Joe Eagle off the rope. And if that happens this Sunday, Joe Eagle will be eliminated. Oh, and a shooting star press off the top rope. And that's the athleticism there of Craig David. Well, Craig David cannot pull moves off like that. You will not see as much high flying from Craig David at the Royal Rumble because Craig David doesn't want to inadvertently eliminate himself. But you see Craig David now punching away at Joe Eagle in the barricade, right up and close and personal with these fans here in Charleston, West Virginia. And now, sending Joe Eagle head first into the steel ring post. Earlier this evening, we saw Lethal Mathematics bust open Satos with that. And now a kick to the gut. And now Craig David darting up to the top rope. And Joe Eagle with a boot, setting Craig David back in his place on the turnbuckle. Now there's a shot there by Joe Eagle. Now Joe Eagle going for a superplex already in this matchup, and now driving Craig David onto his spine. And now Joe Eagle driving a knee into Craig David's head. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, Joe Eagle used to be quite the high flyer himself back in the day. But Joe Eagle says that there's no time for high flying. Said high flying will get you nowhere. And Joe Eagle, I mean, I guess he is living proof of that. Since he got rid of his high flying, Joe Eagles became a multi-time world champion here in the MPWF. And all that backbreaker takedown there on Craig David. And Joe Eagle is one of those superstars who do not like the brand new superstars of the MPWF. Joe Eagle doesn't respect any of the youngsters coming up here in the MPWF. He believes that they have no place here, that Joe Eagle will forever be on top of the MPWF, and now that's just absurd and ridiculous. But so far, few people have been able to deny Joe Eagle. And now Joe Eagle working at that knee, like we saw him do to Lamar James Jackson at the Welcome to YouTube show. And there's that figure 4 leg lock, famed by the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And Craig David now trying to reverse out of it. Joe Eagle in trouble here. And now Craig David now stretching the pain back on Joey Eagle. Craig David able to fight back out. Now Craig David, oh my God, corkscrew off the rope. Springboard corkscrew. Now going for a cover here. That could be it. Catching Joe Eagle off guard. 1, 2, and Joe Eagle gets the shoulder up. Now Craig David now kicking Joe Eagle in the gut. Now big time calf kick there. You see the spinning action there by Craig David. And the athleticism of this superstar is amazing. Now Joe Eagle being sent into the turnbuckle. Now Craig David, big time clothesline there, taking down Joe Eagle. And Craig David, as he said to many superstars, planning to intellectually inspire Joe Eagle in this matchup. Now Joe Eagle kicks out. And now Craig David, big time kick to the gut. Now Craig David bouncing off the rope. Now coming to Joe Eagle, and Joe Eagle with a face smash. And now big time knee to the face. Joe Eagle said this man never comes here to mess about. Joe Eagle's never here. Well, he doesn't really showboat, he just mocks his opponents. I guess you could consider showboating and mocking the same thing, if you will. But now, there's a figure 4 leg lock, and Joe Eagle now wrenching on that knee, and he has up to a 4 count before he has to let go. Because if it hits 5, he'll be disqualified. And now, Craig David reversing, big time knee there. Not able to escape the knee of Joe Eagle. And now Joe Eagle picking Craig David back up. And now here, big time, chop block to the knee. And Joe Eagle has found exactly where he wants to wear it down in this matchup. And now again another chop block in the knee, and Craig David holding that knee now. And Joe Eagle found the plot where he wants to exploit of the body of Craig David. And that knee is looking like it's giving Craig David a world of trouble here. And you can see Joe Eagle just stomping and now elbowing at the knee. And Craig David in trouble here now into the head and arm. And now here comes a suplex here by Joe Eagle. And there's the strength of the former world champion.